The winner takes it all, not just an ABBA classic, but the status quo today as the Capitals take on the Flyers for top spot. Live from Townsville, welcome to Sunday afternoon WNBL.
Townsville, the backdrop again today. It's one of the games of the season in prospect. One of the best offensive teams versus one of the best defensive teams. The Southside Flyers up against the Canberra Capitals. It's all for top spot. It's a grand final rematch. The last time they met, the Caps won by 23. What will the Flyers answer back with? There's so many storylines, so many matchups to look out for in the penultimate game of the regular season. The Capitals and the Flyers, the winner finishes on top. It's all ahead of us at Townsville Stadium. Corbin Middlemass alongside Laurie Chiswick for the call. Laurie, boy, we're excited about this one this afternoon.
Well, it has absolutely a finals feel to it. I know even in the build-up today myself, I was thinking, what are the coaches thinking? How are the players feeling? The fans are there. It is just a fantastic time of the year. Now,
the cast is depleted for both teams, or in particular for the Southside Flyers. We'll get to that momentarily, but Laurie, there is the starting lineup for the Canberra Capitals.
And this lineup has been actually quite settled since Tupea injured her shoulder. And we see that Rochi is very important, Tolo is very important. Those are matchups we'll talk about a little bit later.
Tupea warming up, which is good to see. So number 4 coming off the bench there. She's had real troubles with her shoulder dating back to the pre-season, just taking a jumper there, bottom of your screen and the T-shirt. So great to see Talia Tupea is suited up and will play tonight. Now there's a big name missing from this lineup, the team in white this afternoon, and the title favourites in the Southside Flyers.
Oh, I was gutted when I heard the news that Jenna O'Hay has done her MCL and will certainly be out for the rest of this season. We see the insertion of Amy Clydesdale in there, and also surprisingly Steph Blitzaz is in there instead of Sarah. Now I haven't heard an update if Sarah's injured, but that could be a tactic. I like it. Things are changing up a little bit right now, so we'll see what the result of that is.
And there's the bench. Rachel Jarry returning from injury as well, having missed the last couple of games, so that's a big inclusion for the Southside Flyers. As I touched on, Laurie, the matchups are fascinating, particularly the two bigs. So few teams in the competition have a matchup for Liz Cambage, the MVP favourite. Mariana Tolo, her Opals teammate, did a pretty good job on her last time out.
Absolutely she did, and that's one of the matchups I'm really keen to look at. Tolos can match Liz's physicality. She mixes it up, whether she three-quarter fronts or they play behind. So that's something worth looking at. But also, I'm really keen about the Rochi-Mitchell matchup. Certainly, Leilani has all the experience in the world, but Rochi's having a fantastic season, and so that's something else I'm excited to watch.
There's one game completed already today, and that had ramifications too for the makeup of the Final Four, the game between the Townsville Fire and the Melbourne Boomers. So one thing that we do know out of this game as far as final positioning, Laurie, is that the Melbourne Boomers will finish 4th. They can't finish any higher, and as a result, they'll face straight-up elimination on Wednesday night.
Yes, the destiny was in their own hands. They didn't get it done, so they have to, climb the ladder the hard way in that 4th spot. But wow, Townsville, they will be cheering very hard for the Caps to win, because that would move them up to 2nd spot on the ladder. So a lot at stake. The Caps probably more so than the Flyers, in that they will drop to 3rd if they lose this game.
So just focusing on that ladder, if you look at this here, so the top 2 teams playing one another, the winner will finish 1st, because if Canberra win, despite the fact that both teams will be 10-3 on the season, Canberra will own the head-to-head split against the Southside Flyers. Now, if Canberra win that game, we'll get the same matchups, Southside and Canberra up against one another, and then Townsville will play Melbourne on Wednesday in an elimination game. If Canberra win today, it will actually, if Southside win today, it will shake things up a little bit, with Townsville moving ahead of Canberra. So they'll be on the same win-loss record at the end of the season. So if you're a Townsville fan, you'll be sitting back cheering for the Southside Flyers this afternoon. Let's kick it back courtside. Megan Huswaite is with us. Megan, I know you're looking forward to this one. The Flyers and the Caps just moments away.
I sure am, and if it's anything like the earlier game between Townsville and Melbourne, we are in for an absolute treat this afternoon. It's pretty incredible that the second last game of this crazy hub season will decide top spot. Of course, Jenna O'Hay out for Southside. She injured her MCL against Sydney during the week. Usually that injury would sideline you for 4 to 6 weeks. However, it is Jenna O'Hay. She's made of tough stuff, and who knows, she may be back to play in the finals for Southside.
She did make an incredible recovery last year, Laurie, coming back from that wrist complaint to be fit for the grand final series against the Cavs. So, and interesting here, so Sarah Blitzarves, this is exactly what we were talking about, Laurie. Sarah Blitzarves was meant to start. It's been entered incorrectly on the score sheet. So Steph Blitzarves will have to start. So it was an error on their part. So for top spot and all the advantages that come with it, here we go. The Southside Flyers and the Canberra Capitals. So what an error. It looked a little unusual for us, Laurie.
We kept saying, can you check? Can you check? Are you sure that's right? And yes, it was. And so, I mean, at least Steph Blitzarves is very experienced.
Cambage gets the scoring going. Little spin move and nails her shot off the window. So she gets going on a nice start, Liz Cambage, and the Capitals chuck it away, trying to work it up the floor. So, gee, early advantage, first 25 seconds for the Flyers, and they make the change they wanted. So her sister-in-law sits down in Steph Blitzarves, and Sarah Blitzarves is into the game, despite not starting, which was a little peculiar.
Wow, that was a little bit unsettling for me. I'm not sure about anybody else, but good start for the Flyers, getting it in low to Lizzie.
Here's Beck Cole. Swings it out to Clydesdale, among the starters in for O'Hay, to Mitchell, who drills her three-pointer. And Leilani Mitchell had a very quiet night the last time these two teams met, had just 3 points, was well beaten by the two guards for the Canberra Capitals. Positive start for her here. Nothing but nylon from long range as Cabillo goes down low to Tolo. Double team, throws it away. So errors on the offensive side of the ball. And leaking points on the other end. Beck Cole, wow. What a perfect start. Flyers on fire early, Laurie Chiswick.
Well, the Capitals haven't even had a shot at the basket yet. They've been turning the ball over, and you just can't afford to do that against an outfit like the Flyers.
Tolo banks some points. Finally, they're on the board, but it's a less than ideal start for the Canberra Capitals. Beck Cole shoots off the dribble. Back-to-back triples for Beck Cole.
And why not? You come down, you've scored the last one, shoot it again.
So Froling to Griffin, puts up the jump shot, doesn't go, and Cambage pulls down the board. They are smoking out of the gates here, the Flyers. Down low, Cambage hits the hardwood, no call. Clever pass, Sarah Blitzarves out to Mitchell. Blitzarves regathers, back to Beck Cole. She's hit 3 triples already.
Oh my goodness, I would just keep running plays to her right now. She is unconscious at that three-point line.
It started like they've been shot out of a cannon here. The Southside Flyers and Beck Cole with 9 early points. Froling to try and halt some of the momentum. Can't connect, out it goes. Flyers ball. Megan Huswaite courtside. What a start for Southside.
An incredible start for Southside, and the good news keeps coming for them. Rachel Jarry back today from that knee injury, and also good news from the Caps bench. Talia Tapea, they were hopeful that she would be back in time for finals. Everything was crossed that she would be. Paul Goris told me before the game she's made the call to play today. She's just taken the T-shirt off, and she will hopefully feature soon. That is good news for Canberra. They're going to need it in this first term.
Last time these two teams met, Laurie, earlier in the season, the Capitals won the game by 23. Liz Cambage had 26-6, but was in foul trouble and only played 21 minutes. Tolo, 19-8, played a leading role for the Capitals. Blitzarves down low, shot goes up, no call, put back, misses, second attempt, and Griffin on the rebound.
Well, that's what I thought. The Caps did a great job last time they played them, was getting the ball through hands, shifting the defense, giving the Flyers an opportunity to foul them. They haven't had that chance yet today.
They're switched on and locked in here, the Southside Flyers. 4 made threes already. Cabillo from inside the paint. Shot doesn't go. A hand on it on the way through. Now it's 6-8, Liz Cambage to bring it up the floor. Out to Beck Cole. Surely she can't again. Pulls the trigger. Needs some assistance off the rim. Doesn't get it. A 12-point spread. Caps with work to do. Cabillo off the floor. Shot goes up. Count them and one. Maddie Rocci with the made basket. She'll head to the line to try and add the extra.
That was a really good push, and recognizing that the defense was there, but they weren't set, and taking it all the way in for a nice easy finish.
Top spot at stake in this game. Canberra lose and they'll face first up elimination. Shot's good. 9-point differential.
The Flyers look really focused, and that can happen sometimes when you lose a player of Jen O'Hay's caliber and what she brings to the team, that everybody else really galvanizes the team and brings them together. And right now, certainly that looks like the case for the Flyers.
Cole in the corner with the hot hand, doesn't shoot. Down to Cambage, 5 left on the shot clock. Cambage goes to work on Tolo, rides the butt, shot doesn't drop, wanted a call, didn't get it. Now Cabillo back the other way, the handoff to the teenager Melbourne. Tolo fumbles. 10 seconds on the shot clock, trying to go at Cambage. Again, no calls, so the ref's letting a lot roll, and the ball ends up over the baseline. The Canberra ball.
I hope they do let things go. I think it's you know, as long as they keep it consistent at both ends of the court and for both teams, you know, let's play a physical game. Let's see what our bigs can do out there.
Who does the physical game suit more?
Well, I think both teams. Certainly Liz has the physicality. None of the Flyers take a backward step. And we know, like Kelsey Griffin, Tolo, they can match that.
Melbourne rides the contact, the shot drops, so back to a 7-point game. Cole down low, up and in, out of the hand of Sarah Blitzarves. Again, they chuck it away, the early advance. Rocci trying to connect with Melbourne in the corner, so out it goes. Southside get it back.
That just looks like a little bit of, I don't know whether it's early scoreboard precious, a bit of anxiety to, you know, make things happen quickly. You just really have to take care of the ball and make sure you're getting a good look down the court every single time.
It's their worst performing quarter of the season, the Southside Flyers, so they are slow starters by their standards. Here's Beck Cole in the corner looking for a fourth made three. Out to Leilani Mitchell. She's got it. The three-pointer drops, a second made three for Mitchell. 5 in the opening term for the Flyers.
Sorry, Corbin, that was really good ball movement and patience. The Caps have gone into a bit of a zone, and the Flyers were really patient in their ball movement.
Smart shots good. Answers with a bucket at the other end. 10-point game. Megan Huswaite courtside.
Well, Beck Cole's been on fire to start this first term, but just as I'm about to talk about Leilani Mitchell, she hits another shot. And Laurie, I'm sure that's probably what's pleased Cheryl Chambers most so far in this first quarter, because they haven't been getting a whole lot of points from Mitchell. She's been organising the team, but if she's hitting points at this time of the year, it's a very good sign. And as I say that, here comes Talia to pay her.
Absolutely. Leilani Mitchell leads the league in assists, getting 6 a game, and so it's great to see if she can have some scoring output as well.
There's
Wonderful pass by Sarah Blitzarves.
Beck Cole with another made basket, so 11 first quarter points, 6 threes between Beck Cole and Leilani Mitchell. And that is a problem. Timeout called by Paul Goris. I guess that's what happens when you have teams featuring players like Liz Cambage as well, is that you put so much time and effort into trying to stop one player's influence that any contribution from the others is like an absolute dagger, and that's what we've seen here. 20 points between Cole and Mitchell to start the game, 4.5 to play in the opening term, and Southside lead it by 15.
You kick it here, Tolo, if you get a second look, go another ball screen again. We get stuck on one side of the floor against the zone. Down and horns. Down and horns. Liz is going to stay in the middle of the zone. High post against the down action. So throw it here, we get elbow shots. If not, if we get it through here, high pick and roll against the zone. Next play, go off Keeley and horns. Tolo's diving, you're popping. Hey, we're going to get stops on the defensive end. You see that?
Here comes Talia Tapeo, as Megan mentioned, with that strap in on her left shoulder.
It's great to see her back out there, and hopefully she can contribute and positive, especially leading into the finals starting in a few days.
A tremendous team basketball from the Southside Flyers. So yes, they've hit 6 threes. A lot of them have been open looks. Great ball movement. 7 assists to 2 already. Here's Tapia with the handoff.
So Paul Goris anticipated that they would come out in a zone, which often teams do when they come out of a timeout. And so he designed that play, and just a little bit of a fumble from falling, but good action.
Possession arrow with Canberra. Canberra 3 turnovers, Southside none through the first 6 minutes of play. As I touched on the assist, 7 to 2 the Flyers' way. And they're doing it all without Jenna O'Hay. She's not just the Opals captain and one of the star players in the competition, but the spiritual leader of this team and whatever side that she's on. So I guess you can look at the stat sheet, Laurie, and look at things that they miss by having her out there, but there's so much they miss by not having Jenna O'Hay and her presence in a team. The stuff that we talk about in sport that can't necessarily be explained on a stat sheet. There's Brittany Smart from the corner. That was one from long range.
Jenna Hay does so many intangible things. So, you know, her basketball IQ, her decision making, her calmness on the court, and her ability to read the game and who should have the ball in their hands, all those things. So, I mean, this is impressive from the Flyers, the start that they've had, because it can be unsettling, but certainly it's gone the other way for the Flyers.
Cole finds her way to the basket, doesn't drop. Tolo the rebound, and now Tapia up the floor. Ooh, hits the hardwood as well. Tangle with the feet of Sarah Blitzarms. Earlier today, Townsville 70 over Melbourne 64, so Melbourne will be in that elimination semi-final on Wednesday night. Townsville will have to wait and see what happens here. If the Flyers win, they'll find themselves playing the Flyers in a major semi-final for direct entry through to the grand final on Wednesday. If the Capitals come back and win it, the Fire will be in that elimination game with the Boomers. We'll get this matchup again, the first semi on Wednesday night.
It's another turnover for the Capitals, and just uncharacteristic. They just haven't found the groove right now, but we know they're not back-to-back champions for nothing. That 12-point deficit could certainly evaporate fairly quickly, but they'll need to get a handle on the three-point shooting of the Flyers, and we see now Rachel Jerry checking into the game for the first time since her injury, which is so good to see.
This last 2 games with that right knee injury, you can see it heavily strapped. Beck Cole with the hot hand in the opening term, out to Leilani Mitchell, matching her shot for shot at the moment. Back to Beck Cole. Foul called off the basketball. It'll be on Keely Froling. Push.
I would say the Capitals, they're the best defensive team in the competition, along with the Melbourne Boomers, and they need to put it up a notch right now to make sure this game doesn't get any further ahead.
Beck Cole down low. Cambage can't catch it clean. Last touch off Liz over the baseline. If you told someone from the Capitals they'd be down by 12, 7 minutes into the game, they'd probably think that Liz Cambage is on fire. She's had 2 points so far. It's been the guards that have done it. So 20 points between Cole and Mitchell. Melbourne trying to feed it through to Froling. They've chucked it away again. Leilani Mitchell comes up with it.
Leilani Mitchell, to me, looks the most up and about I've seen her this season. Really, we've seen it in parts of games, but she looks like she's come out really ready to play.
She's averaging 8 points for the season, Leilani Mitchell. She's got 11 in the opening term. Basket to answer back at the other end for the Canberra Capitals. Mariana Tolo with her second make. She'll head to the line for the and one.
Okay.
Such a great deep catch for Tola, running straight to that point of the rim and a pinpoint pass, enabling her to get the and one.
Back to 11 points. Cambage up top. To Steph Blitzarves. Back to Cambage, trying to back her way in on Tolo. Turnaround jumper is up. Left it a little short, and Brittany Smart on the rebound. Tolo up top. Hand off away to Melbourne. The 18-year-old goes to work. Through the legs, puts the shot up, wears some contact on the way through. Jade Melbourne will head to the line to try and make a couple of free throws. You've had to earn your fouls in this opening quarter of basketball, and Jade Melbourne, the contact from Liz, ending up face down on the hardwood.
What I liked about that move from Jade Melbourne was it was a really sharp crossover, and just a little change of speed, and took it right at those big players. No fear whatsoever.
Steep learning curve this year, Jade Melbourne had a sensational start to her WNBL career. Numbers probably come off a little bit in the back end of the season, teams getting the chance to scout her a little bit more, and now in the next stage of her development, what can she do as she heads towards a playoff campaign with the Capitals? 2 of 2 at the line here.
Well, last time these two teams met, which was really only 3 weeks ago, it seems like a long time ago, Jade Melbourne started instead of Kelsey Griffin. Kelsey was still coming back from her injury and coming back off the bench, so she got valuable experience when she was playing those big minutes.
Mitchell to the corner, Clydesdale extra pass, Steph Blitzards dribbles inside, shot up, nice D, affects the shot, O-board, put back, no good. Michaela Ruth pulls down the rebound. Here's Melbourne just rolling with the second unit. There's going to be a foul called on the offense. Michaela Ruth coming through the illegal pick. So the Caps hand possession back, just as they got it back to a 3-possession game. Just turned on the TV and wondering what's happened here in the opening quarter. Well, before we could blink, the Capitals found themselves down 14-2.
It's a Bet Cole shootout for a while there.
She had 3 threes in the opening few minutes of the game, and from that point on, the Flyers have been protecting a double-digit advantage. Leilani Mitchell for a 4th 3 in the opening term, can't connect. And Ruth on the rebound.
You're a very brave person if you go under any on-ball screen with Leilani Mitchell.
Rolling for 3, rattles one in from up top. Back to 6 points. There's momentum with the Capitals here, back end of this opening term. Steph Blitzards out in the corner, Clydesdale back to Leilani Mitchell, clean look and bangs down her 4th triple in this opening quarter. Best offensive display we've seen this season from Leilani Mitchell. Tapia trying to answer back, can't. We'll get another go at it on the offensive end here. Mitchell to Brittany Smart, plenty of hang time in her 3-ball, it doesn't drop. 7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Leilani Mitchell underneath the basket. Up top, Jarry, the dribble penetration, shot up, doesn't go. And the Capitals will get the last look at it here in the opening quarter. What a start between 2 of the best teams in it.
Such a good start for the Flyers, but give the credit to the Capitals. They've eked it back up.
And in there is Tapia trying to work her way through. Foul called on Jarry. And the bonus. So foul shots coming up here for Talia Tapia. Shoulder complaint, missed the last couple.
This is where the Capitals have to be really aware that there's only 4.2 seconds left on the clock. Because if the Flyers get a long bomb and it goes in, it's just that momentum swing at quarter time.
Perfect 6 of 6 as a team for the quarter from the free throw line, the Capitals. Can they get a shot away here? Clydesdale away to Leilani Mitchell, over the defender. It doesn't drop, but what an opening quarter of basketball from the Southside Flyers. They shot the lights out. They come up with 7 made threes in that opening term, and as a result, they lead by 7 points at quarter time. The Flyers 29, Capitals 22.
Amazing to me you can make a living by actually knowing what's in the book and saying it quickly. Well, it's quite me a lot of cricket posters when I was a kid back in the day.
That's how you got your World Series cricket poster.
I was going to say that's how you get your Glory poster.
That's it?
Yeah.
Good in, yes, good in.
You know Bobby Simpson,
Oh, the good old days.
Graham McKenzie.
Mac is for a match. Let's get the Big Mac, 100 points or more.
Ian Metcalf.
And again, remember, the outcome of this game will decide our minor premiers. It will also decide the makeup of the final four going into the semi-finals on Wednesday night. So much weight on this game, and it's a 7-point ball game. Welcome back on tour, the Jayco Southside Flyers, and your home team, the UC Capitals.
And your team, the JCU Fire, doing their scouting up there in the box in the skybox.
This is how the game started. Appropriate soundtrack. Beck Cole in the opening 3 minutes of the game banged out 3 threes all off the dribble, and all of a sudden the Canberra Capitals found themselves 12 points down out of the gates. They worked their way back to be within 7 at quarter time. It's the Southside Flyers 29, Canberra Capitals 22.
Well, and Beck Cole, I mean, we know how proficient she is at driving to the basket, so to just nail 3 threes in that first quarter, fantastic for her.
7 made threes for the quarter for the Southside Flyers. Cambage down low. Griffin work to do defensively. Cambage shot up, second attempt, doesn't go. Still fighting for it. Jump ball to call. Megan Huswaite was inside the Canberra Capitals huddle at quarter time. What was said there, Megan?
It was a very passionate Paul Goris asking for physicality on defense. Said the Caps didn't show any of it in the first quarter. Asking for a bit more talk as well. Let's see what they can do in this second term.
See the Flyers in a zone here.
Down to the corner, Griffin along the baseline, tiptoes her way through to Paya. 5 left on the shot clock. Froling to Smart for a second made 3. No good off the rim. Cambage pulls down the easy board. Catch and shoot, deep 2. No good off the rim. Over the hand is Sarah Blitzarves. There's Maddie Rocci up top. Griffin to Tapaya. Pump fake, doesn't shoot. Back to Froling, she's hit one of these already. Make it 2. Keely Froling was straight on 3.
I was just going to say the Capitals just look a little indecisive. Should I shoot? Should I pass? Am I open? Am I not? And so it was good to see Froling make that decision. She'd mailed one from there. Take it.
Oh, on a foul call to the offense here. And I think this is against Liz. This will not please Cambage. The last time these two teams played, she picked up her first tech foul of the season. She's had one just about every game from that point on. She was in foul trouble earlier. I think she had 4 in the first half, limited to 21 minutes, and despite that, put up 26 and 6.
And this is where Jen O'Hay would just quietly go up to her, have a quick little word, just a calming influence, and you know, hopefully there's somebody else on the team that could do that.
Rocci up top for 3, rims out. Cambage pulls down the rebound, and the over-the-back foul is going to be called on Froling here. So the call comes back Cambage's way. These minutes are going to be big as well, aren't they, Laurie? The time where Cambage gets the matchup without Tolo, so the moments here when Mariana isn't on the floor, they're still able to draw a foul on Liz and have some wins against her.
I think it would be a good idea, and we've seen other teams successfully do that, is when you have a smaller player like Griffin on, maybe try and not play from behind, to half front or to front.
Spin move from Cambage, left it a little short. Nice defending from Griffin.
Well, who am I to say? Good defense by Griffin.
At the other end, cash in. Kelsey Griffin at both ends of the floor at the moment gets involved offensively.
And I was just thinking, Corbin, we haven't really said her name much. She hasn't sort of been involved, so really good to see her get that stop. Now Liz, smart. She's just going to go right at her and go, look, you know what? I can score against you. I can post you up.
Have some of that back. 3-point game. This is all after a 14-2 start from the Southside Flyers. Rocci draws Cambage, handoff. Griffin banks the 2 off the glass.
Smart play by Rocci, knowing that she was going to get blocked out of there if she put it up against Cambage. Just a little up fake, got her moving, and Nice slash to the basket.
Clydesdale to Sarah Blitzarves, hand off to Cole. Steph in the corner, shoots the three, got it. Steph Blitzarves with a made triple, gives Southside some breathing room. High quality, entertaining game of basketball through a quarter and a half. As Frolin's shot lands a little short. Southside get the stop. As Cambage catches up top, takes Griffin to the basket, that's good. Cambage getting involved in the second term, just 2 points in the opening quarter. Stood back and watched the rest of her teammates catch fire from outside. Now she's putting the block up and there's going to be a foul called. I think it'll be on Steph Blitzarves though on the weak side.
Sorry, I understand what they're trying to do there. They're trying to exploit the mismatch with Steph Blitzarves in that zone, but they went to that the time before unsuccessfully. This time they get themselves to the foul line.
Megan Housewaite courtside.
Well, we've talked about the sisters-in-law out there for Southside in Sarah and Steph Blitzarves. Currently, we've got Amy Clydesdale matching up on Maddie Rocci. Amy is marrying Maddie's brother, Christian, early next year. So the family traditions keep coming in WNBL 20.
You've got all the gossip, Megan. I mean, really, fantastic.
4-point game, 2 possessions in it. Made foul shots at the line. Here's Amy Clydesdale for 3. That's good. They are hot from long range, the Southside Flyers. That is the 9th made 3 as a unit.
That's one thing when I was comparing stats between the two teams. I did notice that the Flyers shoot the 3 ball at 41% compared to Capitals only 30%. So it is a strength of theirs. I mean, when you can have Liz inside as a target and just spread that floor out, hard to defend. I like Amy Clydesdale has been so good for this group this year. She's come in as a role player. She's quick. She pushes the ball up the floor. She can shoot that 3 when she's open. I think she's been great.
Froley, little set play from the inbounds. Shot misses though. 7-point game. Clydesdale is going to shit off the dribble. Give him a look. Misses. Tolo on the rebound. The whole opening quarter, Mariana Tolo sat for the first 4 minutes or so here in the second. Gets a bit of work to do here with Cambage off the floor as that shot misses everything, drifts over the baseline.
For the Caps, I'd like to see the ball move a little bit more, so penetrate the key either through a pass or dribble penetration, then kick it out to your open shooters. Then you have a better chance of having people in position to rebound it. You've shifted to defense. You give them a chance to foul you, all those things.
Clydesdale tries to take it to the rack, knocked out of her hands, regathers. Steph Blitzarves lights it up. Another 3 drops for the Southside Flyers, just rinse and repeat at the moment. 10 made 3s and a half of basketball.
Did you just say rinse and repeat?
That's exactly what it is.
I love it. I love that saying.
71% they're shooting the 3 ball out at the moment.
Wow. That's what I was just saying about that penetrating, shifting the D. They all dropped down there to contain, and Clydesdale found herself wide open.
What do you got for us, Megan?
It's the only rinse and repeat going on here in Townsville at the moment, Corbin, because the water's off. And we've been getting texts for the last few days saying only to use the toilet, and necessary things, showers are even optional at the moment. Not for me.
Wow. Makes it a little challenging, I'm sure, for the people of Townsville. As Beck Cole shot up and in. More points for Beck, margin back to 11. Did get within a couple of points here early in the quarter. It was a single possession game. The Capitals, Tolo has it picked straight out of her hands by Beck Cole in transition. Bounce past Sarah Blitzarves, makes the bucket off the glass. They're on a run here, Southside. Not surprisingly, Paul Goris wants to chat. The Capitals desperate to try and hold some of this momentum. Southside have it back out to a 13-point game, and Beck Cole again involved.
That was a great job by Beck Cole to push the ball up the floor. I'm sure that Cheryl Chambers would be really happy with her charges, the way they're sharing it, the way they're looking at their options out there, and Paul Gores maybe not so much.
Early offense is layups or threes or post touches. Middle, shift the ball to the second side, get it in, or they open and we get driving lanes. Right now, undisciplined on the O. D-trans, if we can't rebound, we've got to flood the three-point line and get back early. Okay, Beck Cole tries to post you up. Okay, we've got to make sure it's three-quarter front and lift her out early. Next time down, we're going 5 up for Tolo. 5 up.
It's a 13-point game. The most points, Laurie, that they've conceded in the first half this year, the Canberra Capitals, was 43 points. That was against Perth mid-season. They've given up 46 here against Southside, and there's still just under 5 minutes remaining in the quarter, so 46 points against one of the best defensive teams in it. Megan Huswaite was listening to Coach Cheryl Chambers and the Southside Flyers. Megan.
The message from Cheryl was they can't guard us if we keep moving the ball like this. Interesting onlookers just above the Southside bench is the Townsville Fire having some lunch after their big win, and it's fair to say they are cheering for Southside Flyers this afternoon.
Wow, why wouldn't you be? If if they win and they get move up to second spot and get that double chance, which is what all the teams want.
Griffin in transition ran straight into blitz up. Shot didn't go, no call, and the Southside again come up with a stop. Sure, the focus will soon shift from that's great, we've got the double chance, to how are we going to beat them on Wednesday night when they're playing like this. Devastating first half performance from the Flyers. Sarah Blitzarv's lucky not to run out of room. Out to Steph Blitzarv for 3 more.
Wow.
They cannot miss at the moment. An 11th made 3 for the Southside Flyers in the opening half.
They've all got such confidence right now in their three-point shooting, and why wouldn't you?
Rochi down low to Tolo, second attempt, that drops. Oh, there's going to be a foul called here on the offense. Beck Pizzi called for the illegal screen on Abby Cabillo. Canberra will get possession back, so drifted out to a 16-point game after they got within 1 earlier in the quarter. So it was 14-2 the run from the start. So Southside led 14-2 out the gates, and they got within a point earlier in this quarter, the Capitals. They're now down by 14. Here's Tapaya, waiting for Tolo to duck underneath the basket, throws it straight away.
That's just so surprising from a team that has, played together so much in the last couple of years and this year's, and we just haven't seen that amount of turnovers and the way they're turning the ball over.
Shooting the ball at 69% from three-point land, the Southside Flyers. Here's Tolo down low. Sarah Blitzarv knocks it out of her hands.
As soon as Tolo caught that, there were 2 Flyers players just smothering her.
She'll be extremely happy with this, Coach Cheryl Chambers, when you've got a dominant big, plays big in the low block, and Liz Cambage, and the shooters can catch fire from outside. It's about as much as you can hope for as Mariana Tolo does her best, makes her way to the rack again. She's up to 9 points.
Well, you think, in this, I'm not sure how long, but we haven't seen Liz or Leilani Mitchell on. They're resting right now on the bench.
It's still at double digits. Leading scorers for Southside, usually we always go Cambage off the top and then whoever thereafter, but 14 for Leilani Mitchell, 13 for Cole, 9 for Sarah Blitzarvs. Here comes Liz back into the game. Plenty of reasons to smile. She walks back in with her team up by 12. Brittany Smart, a little short on the three-point attempt. Rochi scoops up the rebound. Rochi back out to Tapaya. Shoots the 3. Again misfires. Kayla Roof double teamed in the corner. Somehow works it back to Tolo. Up top for Rochi. Out the Roof. Mid-range Jay misses, but she's fouled. Late contact from Steph Blitzarves. She'll head to the line, Michaela Roof, to shoot a couple.
I thought Tola looked a little bit hesitant in that last play phase. She got that ball inside, and instead of looking to score aggressively, because Liz was out at the top of the key, she chose to pass it out. At least her teammates at the foul line right now.
Just saw that graphic, so 11th and 12th foul shots coming up here for Canberra. Flyers haven't been to the line, and they have nearly 50 points.
Why would you even cross the three-point line to drive it in when you're shooting so well from there?
69% from three-point land at the moment, 11 of 16. Second shot misses, Cambage grabs it down, he's fouled. Now caught on Mariana Tolo, her first. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Cole almost has it stolen by Rochi. Called the foul.
It's sort of hard to hide from the referees when you're right at the top of the key or right at the edge of that three-point line, and you're right up and in.
Maddie Rochi just with 3 points in the game so far, averaging 16 for the year. She's the leading scorer for points per game for the Capitals. There's Paul Goris. His team, the two-time defending champs, the Canberra Capitals, up against it here. Great pass, Cambage down to Clydesdale. She wanted a call, didn't get one. Shot misses. Spins out off the rim. It's Brittany Smart, the bounce pass away to Tolo. Back out to Rochi. Rolls around the pick. Rochi shoots a deep two off the dribble, and that's good. Back to single digits, 9-point game.
That was really good poise by Rochi. She read the defense. She wasn't panicking. She saw what options were available to her. And a nice, easy shot.
Last 7 points in the game for the Capitals after trailing by 16. Hot minute left in this opening half of basketball. Cambage just with the 6 points so far. Thought about pulling up. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Sarah Blitzarves takes it to the cup, misses. Kayla Roof for Canberra. To pay her the early advantage. Smart settles on the three, got it. Brittany Smart, her second made three. It's back to a 6-point game again, closing in on half-time.
She is deadly in that transition three. She was wide open in that corner. That's a shot she loves. Don't leave her open.
So for how well they've shot the ball, 11 made threes. And leading by, what, 2 possessions, it might be less than that. As Canberra come up with it in the middle of the floor. There's a whistle. It's going to be a call on Bet Cole. Chucking it away and then called for the foul. Nice work, Maddie Rochi.
They've just lost their real sharp focus, the Flyers. And now they're just sort of going through the motions, and it's hurting them. And Canberra have upped it, and their offensively, they're moving the ball a little bit more. And wow, we've got a game on our hands.
They play team ball just about better than any side in the competition, the Canberra Capitals, and they play the full 40 minutes. Just to chuck out as many cliches as we can, but you've got to play the full 40 to beat them, don't you? We've seen them lose a couple of times this year, and it will not go away. So down by 16 moments ago, made foul shots for Maddie Rochi, just a 4-point game moments before half-time. It's had everything this half of basketball. We had incorrect starters. Jennifer Hayes missing. They've been able to make 11 made threes without her. Big numbers for Leilani Mitchell and Bet Cole. Cambage done her best work defensively. And after all that, it's just 4 points between the two teams.
I know, isn't that, there's been some real momentum swings.
6-second differential. Bet Cole from the elbow. Shot doesn't go off the rim. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Brittany Smart. She's going to pull up in transition again here. She does. Overstep Blitzarves. Misses. Roof with the putback. Shot doesn't go. And that'll do us. to the first half of basketball, a high-scoring affair, a game of runs so far. The Southside Flyers 49, lead the two-time defending champs, the Canberra Capitals 45. That's all for top spot and the advantages that come with it. Flyers by 4. Let's go down courtside. Leilani Mitchell with Megan Huswade.
Leilani Mitchell on fire in the first half. 11 made threes for the Flyers, but you only lead by 4 points.
Yeah, we have quite a few defensive let-ups. You know, we're trying to mix up our defense, do some different schemes on pick and rolls as well. So sometimes we're having a bit of a brain lapse, but hopefully we square that out in the second half.
How tough are Canberra in games like this? You won a championship with them, Lay. They are four-quarter specialists.
Yeah, I mean, we know that they're, you know, that they have the experience, the championship experience, and they're tough and they compete on every single possession. We've given up too many offensive rebounds as well, so we know they're not going to go away. We've got to stay tough.
Great finals preview. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
There's the numbers to halftime, 49-45. Most points the Capitals have leaked in a opening half so far this year. Those three-point numbers. Laurie Chiswick, a gaudy 11 of 16 from three-point land.
Well, that's the difference in this game, and it's only 4 points, so Paul Goris would be quite happy with that going, we've weathered this storm, can they come out and shoot that at that clip this next half? But turnovers, 9 turnovers in that first half, he would not be happy with. They need to take care of the basketball.
Game on, 49-45. Southside Flyers lead it by 4 at the half. Here are the highlights of the opening half of basketball. And what a start. They were smoking early, the Southside Flyers. They led it 14-2. But Cole had 3 made threes before you could blink, and Leilani Mitchell, all of her 14 points came in the first half, first quarter.
I think these highlights reel will be most of them behind that 3-point arc. You know, I thought Rochi was a little bit quiet until the last bit of that second quarter, and then she seemed to come of her own. But again, another Leilani Mitchell, as I said, I thought she was really focused and ready to play. Assists, they're playing together like a team. They're sharing the ball around. Doesn't matter who scores. Extra pass. There's Leilani wide open at that 3-point line. They're playing very good team basketball, Corbin.
Cambage with 6 points and 6 rebounds, so not among the leading scorers for the Flyers. It's Leilani Mitchell and Beck Cole leading the way. Plenty of intrigue, the battle for top spot. Second half action to come shortly. between the Southside Flyers and the Canberra Capitals. Just 4 points between the two teams at halftime. Laurie Chiswick mentioned it was a game of runs in that first half of basketball, so 14-2 out of the gates. Canberra clawed their way back, got within a point early stage of second quarter. Then it was 16 points all of a sudden, and at halftime it's just 4. Well,
you know, you talk about best defensive team, best offensive team. Forget defense right now. Let's just have a shootout because both teams are, you know, especially from that three-point line, the Flyers. So we'll see. We'll see if this next half is different, if it becomes a bit more of a grind, because often finals appearances are like that. But right now it's just about offense and it's fun to watch.
Absolutely. An entertaining playoffs prelude so far between the Capitals and the Flyers. Now, earlier today, the Townsville Fire had a win, so they'll be sweating on the outcome to see who they play in the semi-final. Megan Huswaite, you had a chance to catch up with one of the most eye-popping performers so far in the WNBL this week.
I did. Shyla Hill is bright, bubbly and one of the biggest rising stars in the WNBL, and we can't wait to see her in action leading Townsville in the finals next week. This is her tale. Take a look.
When I debuted in the WNBL, I was 14 years old. It came about because I lived in Brisbane and my dad coached the SEQ Stars. I wasn't supposed to be a part of the team. I was supposed to be one of the development players, but there was a lot of injuries, so we had a tryout for that last DP spot to enter the 10th man for the team, and I got it, so it was a cool experience, and yeah, it's been really good. I have had a few people this season say, whoa, you play exactly like your dad. And some people have said, whoa, you got like fire like your dad, like you go at people. And I'm like, well, I'll take that. Dad and I's relationship is really good. We're really close on and off the court. He always gives me advice after each games, what to improve on. And in the off season, we worked out through Corona pretty much every day. I'm finding this season really good at Townsville. I came to the club because I wanted to play for Shannon Seabomb. That was my main reason I came here, but also the girls on our team are just so lovely on and off the court. We're such a hard-working team and our team gets along really well off court, so I think that really translates to on court and you can see it in the games. Yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest strength of mine coming into the season, always wanting to learn, even off plays like Leilani Mitchell, like playing against her and like finding little things of hers I can add to my game. Little things like that, I think it's going to really help me in the future, and yeah, I'm always looking to learn and try to get better. Finals, I'm so ready for finals. I think our teams in the last couple of games has gotten a lot better. So we are ready for the challenge and we can't wait to get to finals on court. My two main goals, I want to get drafted to the WNBA and I want to make the Opals Olympics team. It would be unbelievable. Ever since I was a little girl, that's been my main goal, and to really have that happen and all the hard work I've put in over the years, it would be crazy, but it's starting to get to that stage where it actually could be a reality, so I've got to keep working hard and keep going up against all the really good players and keep learning each day, and hopefully I'll get there. The WNBL is important because it gives all the younger kids in Australia, all the younger girls in Australia, a dream to try play professional basketball, and I think it's really cool having it in our backyard, something to aim for and something to try and inspire all the younger kids around Australia.
It's been one of the feel-good stories of the year, the emergence of Shyla Hill. She'd have to be, well, she's my favourite, but a contender for the Australian Youth Player of the Year, the old Rookie of the Year award at such a young age, and what she's been able to do.
Do we get to call her a veteran? She started at 14, she's 19 now. You know, she played in Perth and Bendigo and now in Townsville. But she's also been on the international stage, so the under-17s at the World Cup, the under-19s more recently. And I spoke to Dee Butler, and she's loving watching her play and her development, the way she now can bring other players into the game, her understanding of tempo and that. So I think combined with her hard work ethic, and I love the fact that she said, you know, she was about getting better, those two combinations, no doubt that we will see her in the WNBA and in an Opals uniform in the not too distant future.
It's a great crossover story for the league as well. I know plenty of people have said to me, oh, the WNBL, that's where Shane Hill's daughter's doing big things, and that's exactly what we've seen so far this year. Two of the best teams in it, the Capitals and the Flyers, second half action next, Southside by 4 at halftime. Tolo, turnaround jumper's good from the free throw line. Who needs to make the bigger adjustments here, Laurie, in the second half?
Well, I think if we, Liz and Leilani sat for a while in that second quarter, and so, I mean, I think this second half, both teams, both coaches are just going to play their guns, right till they have no legs left. So I'm not sure. I think they both just want to, stick to what they're very good at. Flyers scoring, Canberra defense.
Sarah Blitzarms with her third made basket of the ball game so far. Jump hook up from Griffin, gets the user-friendly roll. Back to 4 points. Leilani Mitchell around the pick. Back out to Sarah Blitzarms. Misses. Froling pulls down the board. The handoff to Cabillo was Tolo. Works it out for Rochi. Back up to Tolo. Has a clean look for a deep two. Nothing but nylon. Mariana Tolo knocks it down. It's just a single shot in it.
That's her range, Tolo. She's very proficient at a long two or that foul line range, and you've just got to get out and carry a hand on that.
Beck Cole, who started the game with 3 made threes in the opening 5 minutes. There's 13 for the game. Step back triple. Beck Cole, splash.
Wow.
4th made 3 for Beck Cole. 4 of 5, as you can see there, from long range as Tolo trying to create some room off the dribble. Fortunately knocked away to Cabillo. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Canberra trying to work their way in. Great bounce pass to Griffin. Hand on it from Blitzarms. Griffin the putback. That's good. Trading baskets at both ends of the floor.
Blitzarms just got caught watching the ball and lost sight of her player, Kelsey Griffin, who made a really nice baseline cut.
Down low to Cambage. Trying to go to work on Tolo. There's a whistle on the play.
If Liz starts getting comfortable with posting up in the block, I think, well, you could give it to Beck Cole out at the three-point line, but I think Canberra will have to look between mixing it up of playing behind or full fronting and really pressuring that passer.
Clydesdale on the inbounds. Tolo with her second personal. Leilani Mitchell. Tough shot, pulling up off the dribble, doesn't go. Here's Cabillo away to Froling. Down low, Tolo, reverse layup. Mariana Tolo with the make.
Did she make that reverse layup so look incredibly easy?
Back to a 1-point game. Oh, and a foul caught on the offense. Liz Cambage can't believe it. It'll be the second foul caught on Cambage for the game. Just track Liz here. What did you make of that, Laurie?
Well, I think, to be honest, I think she did move before, or it's probably not her fault. Maybe the ball handler, before she was set, started moving. Therefore, it's Liz's foul.
Rochi trying to put the team ahead, rims out, 2nd to 10. Rochi leaves it short again. Cambage comes down with the board defensively. He's up to 7 rebounds, equal game high along with Michaela Roof, who had 7 rebounds in the first half for Canberra. Beck Cole outside the 3-point line, right at home from there.
Did you see her look at the line and make sure she was behind it before she shot it?
It's right in her heat map at the moment, Beck Cole. 4-point game. Keely Froling from the short corner, just rings out. Not again.
Oh.
Cole thinking about shooting off the dribble.
You're going to have to just wear her like a blanket. Don't give her anything.
Cambage catches down low. So tough to stop in that scenario. Up to double digits, 10 points for Liz.
It's good to see that Liz hasn't sort of lost focus after that last foul, which sometimes she can do, but she looks good out there.
Griffin shoots the 2. That's good. Top of the keyway. Rattles all the way in, a 4-point game. They got within 1 again, as they did in the second quarter. haven't led all game. Southside scored the first 8 points of the game and led by 12 early. Here's Clydesdale, finds a passage through, lays it up.
See what happens when Cole's players should have been at split line, but because she is so hot-handed, you can't stay that far off of her, so that left a great driving lane for Amy Clydesdale.
Griffin out, rebounds Cambage there. Hand off to Rochi, deep two. A little long on the shot. Cabillo floats through to pull it down, so third look at this set offensively for the Capitals. Cabillo on the perimeter, pulls up off the dribble, again misfires. Griffin everywhere at the moment, pulls down the O-board and they reload once more. Fourth attempt, Tolo leaves it short and finally Cambage gets a stop. The defensive rebound for the Flyers.
Well, they dodged a bullet there, Flyers, giving them 4 chances to get a score.
Sarah Blitzards down low to Liz, turnaround jumpers up, she's fouled. Second foul of the quarter, caught on Tolo, gives her 3 for the game. More than any other player as far as the foul count is concerned. Megan Huswaite courtside.
It's really tense here at ground level. Certainly a similar feeling to that of the earlier game between Townsville and Melbourne. We know these 4 sides will be playing in finals starting next Wednesday, but you get the sense finals has come early. It's really tense. There's a lot of heat and feeling in this game. So many stars on the court. A lot of them are Opal's teammates, but there's a lot of feeling out there, and I'm not just talking about Liz.
Cambage 68% for the foul line this year, up in her averages here, 2 of 2 on this trip.
Keep us posted, Megan, if there's any good news or body language or, you know, anything you can hear.
To pay it a Smart down low for Tolo, trying to work Liz under the bucket. Up top, Jade Melbourne for 3. Yes, that's good. The teenager up top makes good on the triple, back to 5 points. They've answered every challenge so far, Canberra, as Cambage over the top of Tolo. Liz certainly getting involved in this third term, up in her numbers on the offensive end. Sarah Blitzards with the block.
It's those little things like that great pass from Beck Cole to Liz and the finish that can really get your team up and pumped up, and we can see the way they ran back on defense and got that block there.
7 scorers in the first half, Canberra. Liz Cambage up to 14 points now on the back of that last bucket, so that's 8 in the quarter alone. Nice set play. The inbounds on the baseline, and Mariana Tolo with the make. Clydesdale at the other end, jacks the 3, and it continues to fall for the Flyers. Another made 3, that's 14 in the game. Amy Clydesdale with her first. Megan Huswaite courtside.
Alex Delaney just checking in for the Capitals for the first time today with the borders opening. It's great to see her mum, Gail Henderson, sitting on the sidelines with Sandy Brondello watching on, a WNBL champion herself.
Great play, Cambage and Mitchell combining with her crime partner to come up with that bucket, cutting to the hoop. And Liz Cambage up to 16, she's got 10 in the quarter.
That's a great thing about Leilani and Liz. They know how to play together. Leilani just knows how to get her the ball in the right spot at the right time. And that was superb timing, that pass.
And again, after being within 1 point earlier in the quarter, they're now down by double digits. Cambage called for the foul. Mariana Tolo up on the reverse layup. Cambage with her 3rd foul. Not so sure about that one, Laurie. It's a little different than the way we certainly saw it or ref in the first half.
Well, that's right. We were talking about how they were letting that go and that physicality, and that didn't look like much at all.
Cambage sits with 3 fouls. Tolo makes both at the line, so big numbers again for Mariana Tolo. Last time these 2 teams played, she had 19 and 8. She's got 19 already and 5 rebounds. Leading scorer by some way for the Canberra Capitals. Back to 8 points. Here's Leilani Mitchell trying to make her way to the cup. Ends up over the baseline. Flyers will get it back.
Jade Melbourne actually, I thought, did a pretty good job defending Leilani. I'm sure Leilani's looking and going, well, I've got the experience. You're the rookie here. I'm going to take it at you.
2:30 to run in this third quarter. Top spot at stake for the winner and all the advantages that come with it. Steph Bledsoe's great pace on off the dribble and lays it up. Found a passage to the hoop. Puts it back to a 10-point game. She's up to 11, Steph Bledsoe's.
And Steph doesn't always, you know, she's not known for going to the basket. She's known for a pull-up jump shot. So that was a really good take by Bledsoe's.
Delaney called for a travel. There's Cambage with some advice from the bench. There's that Steph Bledsoe's dribble penetration. 10-point game again. Canberra were within one earlier in the quarter. Sarah Bledsoe, step back three. Another one drops for the Southside Flyers. It's been their go-to all game, and they're up to 15 made threes.
I hope they're not using them all up this game.
Oh.
They don't have any left for the finals.
And a phenomenal shooting performance. We did
Unbelievable.
Saw a game earlier in the year. The Boomers had 16 against the Flyers to actually beat them back in round two. Well, they're on track to surpass that number as Leilani Mitchell trying to come up with a steal. Shot clock violation. They get it back anyway. Southside by 13 points. They played in front all game. And again, a handy buffer here late in the third. Megan Huswaite courtside.
They are star-studded Southside, that starting five, but Steph Bledsoe, as you were just talking about, may be the X factor for them in this final series. It's the opinion of Adelaide coach Chris Lucas. I caught up with him this morning, and he, of course, coached Steph in championships at Townsville on this very court. Her experience is going to be huge, not only in this game as we're seeing, but next week.
Insights from Megan Huswaite courtside. She's the most connected person, I think it's fair to say, in the WNBL, Megan Huswaite. If something's going on in the league, Megan has spoken to them, she's across it. Got it all covered courtside for us, Townsville Stadium. 13-point spread. Liz sitting, but the Flyers cruising. The winner earns top spot at the end of the regular season. The playoffs start Wednesday. 5 seconds left. Leilani Mitchell left it a little short to pay her on the rebound. Quick pass up the floor, wanted Froling. Mitchell awake to it, comes up with possession.
Canberra have to be patient in what they're going to do now. They can't just go, okay, we've got to get this margin right back straight away. You've got to be patient. You can't be turning the ball over.
Clydesdale, great bounce pass. The basket cut from Jarry. She finishes. Counterman one. Rachel Jarry to head to the free throw line. The margin balloons back out to 15 points.
Really good court vision and poise by Amy Clydesdale. She didn't panic. The clock was ticking down. She didn't just pull up and shoot it herself. She recognized Rachel Jarry rolling, and really good decision. As I said, Amy Clydesdale has been really important for them, and now that she's not coming off the bench, she's starting instead of Jen O'Hay, we'll be able to even see more of her.
She had 5 assists in that first half as well. She's up to 6 for the game. 8 points. Possession arrow with Canberra, so there's a jump ball called after that missed foul shot. Can they come again, Canberra? Froling up top, very flat three, doesn't go. Jarry wanted it more, grabs the rebound. Here comes Southside, Clydesdale lays it home. Just all opened up for Amy Clydesdale, up to double digits.
I'm interested in Paul Goris's thought process of, you know, right now there's 3 bench players on the court, whether he's resting them for this last quarter, whether he just feels they haven't done a good enough job, I'm not sure, but interesting to see how they
FIBA. So, a lot riding on this final quarter in this game. Bernie Lanigan, how are you feeling right now?
Well, of course, being neutral as I am in this particular circumstance, but I always feel for the home team, and I like to see the home team perhaps. I don't know the crowd's right behind it.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so let's get a bit of an idea now. Who's here supporting the UC Capitals? Make some noise.
that's it. Come on.
Who's here supporting the Jayco Southside Flyers? Make some noise.
Okay, yeah, pretty much.
You can decide.
20, 70.
You can decide. I'm looking up here in this box and I'm just trying to get a bit of an idea of who they're thinking. Yeah, I think I know. I think I know which side we're sort of leaning up in the skybox up there.
Well, anyway, they play, they get a home final.
Absolutely. Okay, Townsville, let's welcome both sides back on court. Let's get loud. Come on, make some noise. Put your hands together.
Among the starters, Amy Clydesdale in for Jenna O'Hay, the Flyers' inspirational skipper and the Opals captain. She's missing. Clydesdale, one of a number who have stepped up. She's got 10 points, 6 assists. The Southside Flyers in what has been a real game of runs, lead it by 17 at three-quarter time. There's little baby Arlo, the son of Steph Blitzarves, acting somewhat as the team mascot. He's at every game. He's always got the paint strip on. He'll be happy with what he's seen so far. Southside lead it by 17 as we head into the final term. Megan Husway caught up with Paul Goris, the coach of the Capitals.
Shot selection was definitely the focus at three-quarter time. Mariana Tolo back into the starting lineup for this final term, but interesting to note, Kelsey Griffin sitting down to start.
The game so far, Laurie Chiswick, 14-2 was the run to start the Flyers' way, so they led by 12 points. Canberra got back within 1. They then fell behind by 16. Canberra got back within 1. They've now fallen behind by 17. So the question just before the break, they got another run in them here, the Capitals. They start with a basket to Mariana Tolo, so she's up to 21.
Sure.
Which is a game high.
Guys, can we wipe the floor, please?
It's a big ask, Corbin, to, every time you come back from a momentum swing and you bring it back, that takes a lot of energy. And so they've done that numerous times. Do they have it in them? Why is Kelsey Griffin sitting on the bench? Those are sort of some questions that we've got.
Shot the lights out, the Flyers, 15 made threes. A spread of scorers, a number of players in 5 different players in double figures. About to join them, Sarah Blitzarve. Shot goes up, not on this occasion. Clydesdale competing for the rebound. Landed on a couple of Capitals players and lost possession. Jade Melbourne in transition. Lays it up, that's good.
I'd be thanking Keely Frawling for that. She set that screen and kept the driving lane open for her to go all the way to the basket.
Oh, 13-point game. Rochi got herself in the passing lane here, comes up with it, puts the shot up, fouled by Mitchell. She'll have to earn them at the line. Landed heavily too, Maddie Rochi. Here's the Jade Melbourne bucket. The pick you were talking about, set by Froling.
Yeah.
This is the foul. An awkward landing. Maddie Rochi.
Well, this is certainly the start to this fourth quarter that the Capitals want and need.
Flyers 9-0 this year, went up at three-quarter time. Last time they met, actually, the Capitals had 29 points in the final term, which is more points than any side scored in a final quarter this year, so they can make it happen late. They're going to need a similar type of performance here in this final term. And here comes Liz, one of the best players on planet Earth, checking back into the game. Margin back to 12.
I think that's a smart move by Coach Cheryl Chambers. You can't afford to take any chances. Canberra are a quality team, and they can peg it back pretty quickly. We've seen it already, how margins can disappear.
Leilani Mitchell away to Liz. There's a foul called. Liz puts the shot up. The point's going to count. She's quizzing the ref on that.
wouldn't think so. I think the foul occurred just as she caught the ball. But it's always worth trying as a player to convince the referees it was otherwise.
Can't knock the hustle. I'm all for that. Fourth personal foul on Keely Froling. Cambage catches the inbounds. Beck Cole. Back to Cambage, back to Cole. She's been hot from this distance so far. Around the pick, puts the shot up. It doesn't go on this occasion. 15 made threes for the Flyers.
I was ready to jump out of my seat if that one had gone down too.
Oh, Tolo, tough finish over Cambage. Makes the bucket. She's up to 23 for the game, Mariana Tolo.
What she did so well is her hand. She had a fend-off hand, so she was able to fend off Cambage's, trying to block it. She did a fantastic job of that.
Oh, he's Clydesdale again, cutting to the basket, did everything but drop. 7 straight points for the Capitals. 10-point game. Rochi, bounce pass down low. Tolo gets Cambage out of the paint. Bounce pass through to Froling. Shot up, it's good. Hold the phone, Laurie. It's an 8-point margin.
Wow.
Gerald Chambers says, I want to chat. 3-possession game again.
So that's the thing with the Capitals. You cannot give them any breathing space. They're just too experienced.
Southside Flyers, they have 2 timeouts remaining. 3.
Fascinating final quarter coming up. If you've just joined us, this is all for top spot and the advantages that come with it. So if you finish on top, you get the double chance to play in a major semi-final on Wednesday night. If you lose, that's if you're the Canberra Capitals, they'll face first up elimination against the Boomers on Wednesday night. So plenty to play for the 2-time defending champs. Here's Paul Goris.
Abby to the side. Jade, come down and get out Keely in the trail. Get out, Jade, get out. Tolo, okay, you're playing in behind. So, Rod, see if you can get downhill. If not, kick it here. K-Frol, you're diving down. We get you on the post up there. So step up, kick back, shot Tolo, or kick on and post up. Keep going with speed downhill, Rod.
Caps with the momentum. Cheryl Chambers trying to break it at the timeout. Megan Huswaite was listening in. What did Coach Chambers have to say, Megan?
Very calm as usual, Cheryl. Everything's okay. We've just got to get a stop and a score. It's as simple as that.
To be honest, for the Southside, for the Flyers, if they lose, they still finish in second spot. And really, 1 or 2 is neither here nor there. You don't get home court advantage. So, yeah, she would be pretty relaxed. The pressure is much more on Paul Goris and his Capitals. Probably more pressure for the Fire players sitting there as well.
I think as we love to do as sports fans, the psychology of the whole thing, I think, is fascinating, though. If you run that circumstance out or that scenario out, Laurie, imagine if they did come back, a team shoots 15 threes, they lost the grand final series in straight sets, lose earlier this year, and give up a 17-point three-quarter time advantage to lose here. It's a lot to come back from in a final series. It'll add another interesting element into the whole thing as they cough up possession again, the Flyers, on this occasion. Here's Rochi. Cambage says, get that shot out of here. Just swats it away with a heavy block. Liz Cambage says, you're not putting that up.
That was an emphatic block. That was no question about that. And a little bit of swagger after that, too.
And now the rebound. 8-point game, Flyers back in possession. Trying to halt this run that they're on at the moment, the Canberra Capitals. Still giving a little bit late in this game. Cambage almost lost the handle. Sarah Blitzarps regathers. Mitchell down to Liz, locked up with Tolo. Turnaround chase, good. Liz says, how about that?
I think she's saying, how about the foul, ref?
She hasn't been getting many of those. 10-point game. Brocci at the other end. Melbourne down low, back to Tolo. Out to Cabillo, clean look. Hand on it from Beck Cole on the way through. Well, she's lit it up from long range and now work defensively to get a hand on the shot. Cambage chucks it away. Downhill comes Cabillo. Tries to draw the contact from Mitchell, who worried her out of it. Early advance, Beck Cole, easy basket, 12-point game. Coach Goris wants to chat. Abby Cabillo streaming downhill, left the basket out there.
Yeah, I mean, now it's 12 points instead of 8 points as she scored that wide open. Well, it wasn't a wide open layup, but she was really focused on Leilani Mitchell.
After the last time out, that was a nice passage for the Southside Flyers. They get a couple of stops and 2 baskets. There's the miss from Abby Cabillo. Leilani Mitchell with the early advance. Bet Cole into the 20s, 21 points.
Running shoulder, because once again, I think we all know shoulder. But keep going with what we've got, just if we need to. We're in our 22 here, so you two are up. You're on the baseline, you're in the middle here, okay? When you're guarding Tolo, give her a bit of space when she's gone.
When she dribbles collapse,
yep.
so fucking slow.
We'll do that, but don't body her, just give her a bit of space, okay? Here we go. Southside, good job. Great job, Leigh. Good job, Leigh.
We could see Jenna O'Hay in that vision, and I think Jenna would be certainly a bench coach today. She would be giving, you know, the players some advice and just what she sees out there, and she'd be so valuable still.
The Tolo Cambash matchup is excellent. Just as a box office attraction. Tolo up to 23 points, 5 rebounds. Liz Cambash all of a sudden has 18 after having only 6 to half time and 11 points. Tolo double team. Out it comes to Rochi. Travel. They cough it up again. The Capitals. Megan Huswaite.
Who needs reality TV, guys? WNBL right now is the ultimate reality TV when it comes to sport. There is so much tension here at Townsville Stadium, not just on the court, but I'm looking at the Townsville Fire team. Their hopes of a double chance pin on that. Tatina Akuso's got her hands on her head. Sandy Brondello and Lauren Jackson are watching on in these tense moments. And then we've got Sydney and Adelaide. They can't get enough of it. They're coming up in the last game, both wanting to end their seasons on a win, but that result, there's nothing on the Final Four, but they're loving every minute too.
Well, what an exciting couple of games in the lead up to the playoffs. It just sort of whets your appetite to know what's ahead of us, no matter who's matching up on who.
If you're an Australian basketball fan, you're not looking anywhere else, that's for sure.
Megan, is there any way you can find out if Kelsey Griffin is injured or the reason that she's not on the court? We know what an outstanding player she is.
Might leave that one with Megan and see if we can get an update out of the Capitals bench. 12-point margin. Bet Cole, spin move, baseline, rims out. Tolo on the rebound. Here's Cabillo, loose handle. Rochi settles on the 3. Oh, did everything but drop. Cambash with the rebound. Bet Cole out to Leilani Mitchell. Underneath the basket, reverse layup, doesn't go. Ooh. Landing heavily, Jade Melbourne. As Cambash comes in to try and pull down the board. Jade Melbourne knows she's alive, bounces straight back up. Have a look at this again. Oh. As I've said before, you're not at the ballet. Oh.
Yeah, that was a heavy hit. She's going to certainly feel that tomorrow. Right now, the Caps need to get a really good look at the basket this time, a good score, and see if they can get this under 10 and start putting a little bit of more scoreboard pressure on Southside. Right now, it's still pretty comfortable for Southside in the way they're playing.
Scoring stride up. Capitals got within 8 after trailing by 17 at three-quarter time. Haven't had a bucket since. Melbourne out to Brittany Smart. Catch and shoot. No good. Jarry on the rebound for the Flyers. So Southside back in control. After the momentum early in the quarter was with Canberra. Made 3 for Sarah Blitzarves. They continue to fall. That's 16 in the game. Sarah Blitzarves with their second mate from long range. That's just about a showstopper. 15 points, 4 minutes and change to play.
Just a nice pick and pop. Sarah's always ready. She's just so bouncy on her feet. Her footwork's good. She was just ready to shoot that.
Up to 12 points for Sarah Blitzarves. Cambage, Steph Blitzarves, Leilani Mitchell, Clydesdale and Cole all in double digits.
They come in early and collapse on the defense. We've got to find the open person. You've got to move to gaps in the ball. That doesn't mean we can't cut on the backside of it, but we're going green light. Okay, so that means play quick, early for that shot. If not, movement till the last 8 again. We've got to be up the floor defensively. Here we go.
Number 1 for the Capitals is Ashley Taylor.
So no Cambage. She's going to take a seat with the margin at 15 and 4 minutes to play. Some changes for the Capitals as well, as Ashley Tyre is on the floor. Her first minutes in the game, the margin at 15. Tyre to Ruth, turnaround jumper's good, flat shot.
Very flat. I wasn't sure it had enough in it to make it over the rim.
He's Bet Cole, puts a shot up, doesn't go. Ruth on the rebound. Kayla Ruth, 8 boards in the game. 7 of them came in the first half. Rochi's still trucking along as she makes a basket there, lays it in. Margin back to 11. Final 4 minutes in the game. Jarry back up top to Mitchell. 10 seconds on the red numbers. Bounce pass through to Sarah Blitzarves. Drives, shot up, it's good. Boy, she's had a good year, Sarah Blitzarves. The double digits again. A lot of her scoring here has come in the second half. She's up to 14 points, 10 of them after halftime.
I think with the team that's so star-studded, and we've all, we're obviously talking about Liz Cambage and Leilani Mitchell. Beck Cole's had a blinder, but I do think that Sarah has been really consistent in her year, and she's, she's just kept her own.
Liz Cambage hiding behind the advertising audience has plenty of advice for the refs. Her teammates just trying to settle her a little bit. That's one way to do it, is to yell out and then hide behind the boards, and they can't even see that you're there. The oldest trick in the book. Megan Huswaite courtside.
Just spoke to Kelsey Griffin out of that timeout. She's fine, which is good news. Not sure whether she's just being rested ahead of her final. As we know, she had no pre-season and actually missed the first couple of games in round 1, so it could just be a management thing, especially considering Canberra is likely having to take the scenic route to a grand final now. They're to lose this, no double chance.
Ruth has a couple of attempts, doesn't drop. Jarry up the floor, Cole one-on-one with Rod. She's shot up and it's good. Through the contact, Beck Cole. What a night she's having, up to 23 points.
She's in there going, no, Jeno, hey, I will take up some of that slack, and she is doing it superbly.
Averaging 14 points for the season. Season high 23 for Cole here against arguably the next best team in it. Sarah Blitzarves puts the jumper up, gets the assistance off the rim. Just 16 points, Sarah Blitzarves. Rochi shoots the 3. Catches the rim.
Oh.
Tyre keeps it alive. Interestingly, Clydesdale to Mitchell. Out to Clydesdale. Plenty of time in the corner. And another one drops. They are landing at will, the Southside Flyers. That's 17 made threes. A season high by any team.
There's just so many players on the Flyers right now that we can talk about that have had really good games, really good contributions in this last game of the season for them, and the setup for the finals. They've really made a statement as far as I'm concerned.
I was going to say awards night, but it's awards morning tomorrow to allow the teams that miss the playoffs to travel home. So there's a number of different awards up for grabs, but the one that I think will be particularly interesting is the all WNBL first team, to see who's going to be our best 5. And usually there's sort of 4 players you can lock in straight away and then pick the last spot, but I think we probably agree, Laurie, that Lauren Nicholson and Liz Cambage will be there, and then you can kind of toss up a number of other players to try and round out your 5.
Well, I've and I think we'll talk about more of this at the end, but yeah, I struggled to find some obvious ones. There's players that have had good patches but just that consistency all year.
Ben Cole, another shot up, doesn't go. The reason I raise it, Sarah Blitzarves. So 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for her today. Ruth has a couple of attempts at it under the basket. It doesn't go. Where do you have her in the reckoning?
Well, again, we're talking about a star-studded team. She's their second leading scorer behind Liz for the Flyers, and that's what I talk about, consistency and rebounding. She's, you know, second in rebounding on her team, so she's been super valuable. It's just we don't always talk about her because there's others to talk about. So I think she has to be considered in the conversation.
Monique Conti on the floor, number 14 with possession for the Flyers, and Jade Melbourne will be called for the foul. They're going to win leading wire to wire, the Flyers. I mentioned this earlier in the quarter that led by 12 early, Canberra got within 1, had it back out by 16 points in the second quarter, Canberra got within 1. 17 points at three-quarter time, Canberra got within 8 in this last quarter. And now the margin's back to 17 as it was at three-quarter time with 90 seconds left. Cole out to Beck Pizzi, catch and shoot. Skims off the side of the rim and out it goes.
It doesn't surprise me when Megan reported on Kelsey Griffin. I didn't really expect that we would get an answer to say, actually, I'm a little bit injured or whatever. That's the answer I expected, but that's certainly somebody that we'll need to keep an eye on because she's really critical for this Canberra Capitals outfit.
All the ramifications of today's result coming up in our post-game, so we'll talk you through it. The ladder will look like, particularly the positioning of the top 4, how it'll finish, who plays who. Michaela Roof shoots for 3, rims out, over the baseline it goes. Plus the reaction, of course, from the Southside Flyers, the winning team. Megan Huswaite will be out in the court. So all of that to come following the final buzzer here. It's just a matter of the margin. Melbourne trying to make her way to the rack. She's fouled. Still a game to come as well in the regular season, so it doesn't have any bearing on the makeup of the Final Four, but the Adelaide Lightning will play the Sydney Uni Flames, and that's coming up next.
You know, that's a hard game to come up with after these 2 games, but, you know, as a player, as a coach, you still want to end on a good note, and, you know, it's always better going into that off season, having that last win under your belt. So whilst it means nothing to the shape of the playoffs, it'll be important to those 2 teams.
15-point game, made foul shots for Jade Melbourne. It's a big differential too, is that the foul shots as Gilliam puts up a 3 from the corner. Doesn't go. As I touched on earlier, there's no reason really to make your way inside and get yourself to the foul line if Southside have been shooting the ball the way they have from long range. Monique Conti tries to join in the party, and she does. Monique Conti brings up the 3 figures for the Flyers. The 4-point play, she'll head to the line, and another one drops. That's 18 made threes for the Flyers. And did it all with the contact.
Well, it's just phenomenal watching the way they've shot the 3-ball today. And as I said, I just hope it hasn't, they haven't used them all up, that they can continue on this, because it's just outstanding to watch them.
7th time this year that they've reached 3 figures. There's only one other team that's cracked the 100 this year, and that was Sydney way back in round 1 against Bendigo. So the best team in it offensively. Sarade Taylor lays a block on the other side of the ball. 14 seconds left in the game.
I can't remember the last time we had a team in the WNBL that averaged 96 points a game throughout the whole season.
Roof, just about the last shot in the game. It's been a shooting binge for the Southside Flyers. Gilliam misses on the horn, but what a statement. Southside lock up top spot. They get the double chance on Wednesday night. They beat the 2-time defending champs by 19. Southside 101, Canberra 82. For the Canberra Capitals, they'll face First up, elimination. A cutthroat final with the Melbourne Boomers on Wednesday night, while the Southside Flyers will play the Townsville Fire, the hometown team, in the major semi-final on Wednesday. The winner of that game will go straight through to the grand final, which is next Sunday. You can see it all here. A 19-point win today to tune up the perfect playoffs prelude.
Well, you know, maybe the Boomers won't be so upset about having to play the Caps, because in fact they've lost to Townsville twice and they've beaten the Capitals once. So, you know, maybe they match up better with them, and that'll be something that is a good thing. But certainly for the Fire to end up in second spot, well, congratulations to them.
It was a Bet Cole show early. She had 11 points in the first quarter, manages to end the game with 23. She's with Megan Huswaite courtside.
She sure is. Beck Barometer Cole, you were the measuring stick for Southside in that opening quarter. How good was that?
Oh, it was amazing. We had something to prove when they played us last. We weren't ourselves, and they showed us why they're a championship team. But we've grown and we've set the bar higher and higher in each week, and we were ready. It's finals time now, baby, and I'm raring to go.
It was a statement by the Flyers today too, and the reward for your efforts is top spot and a double chance.
It's just a great feeling to come out on top. We worked hard to get where we are. We had to learn to gel with each other. We really had to improve our defence, and it's great that we've achieved these little goals. Now it's finals, the bar's set even higher, and we've got to come prepared, ready to go.
Now just above you, upstairs, is the Townsville Fire. They were cheering for you because as a result of your win and their win over Melbourne, they've got second spot. But it's game on Wednesday because you take them on in the first semi-final.
It is. Look, they did a favour for us, so why not return the favour? But it's going to be exciting. It's Townsville. So good to see people here and fans, and this is why we play. So everyone tune in on Fox, KO, ABC. We've got some great athletes here. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, we do, and you are the poster girl for all things WNBL. Bet Cole, well done today. See you Wednesday night.
Thanks.
There's plenty of sound bites in that. You can just run that as the promo for the playoffs coming up. What a great role model and advertisement for the WNBL finals to come. Bet Cole on the back of 23. They're the match stats, Laurie Chizzy.
Well, I feel like Beck Cole, she's just exuding excitement, and when they look at their full-time stats, they're the Southside Flyers, they'll be relishing everything about that. Their three-point shooting, like we said during the commentary, only went to the line 4 times, but they didn't need to because they were just lighting it up. And if they continue to do that, have that inside look of Liz and then the outside shooters, they're going to be really hard to stop.
So they put together an all-star team. The challenge is obviously how do you get the best out of the loaded roster that you've assembled? That's the task for Coach Cheryl Chambers. They qualify for the postseason in top spot. She's with Megan Huswaite.
She sure is, Cheryl. It has been a journey and a half to get here, but you take first spot and the double chance into the finals. How does that feel?
Oh, look, it feels exciting, and you're right, it has been a journey, and it has been for all the teams. We're really excited, and, you know, to finish first is just awesome.
That was tough today. You got off to a great start, but they came back at you as you expected. They're a very good side, but that showed a lot of character and determination from the Flyers.
Yeah, it did, and you're right. The Caps, you know, everyone keeps talking us up, but certainly they've won it twice in a row, and they've got some real experience there. So to come out and get a lead and then be able to hang on to it, I thought was really good, especially coming off our game the other night.
No Jenna O'Hay. We'll get an update from you on her in a moment, but Amy Clydesdale, she came in to the starting lineup for her last season when Jenna was injured. My goodness, she was magnificent today.
She was. It was like deja vu, wasn't it? But, you know, her speed is just something special, and sometimes I think she forgets how quick she is. So we've been asking her just to play with speed, and as you see, it creates lots of trouble for the other team.
What's the latest on your captain?
Oh, look, it's just a day-by-day type thing, so we'll just sit back and see where she is on Wednesday.
Well, it is day-by-day because there's no week-by-week. This time next week you'll be hoping you've won a championship.
Oh, how exciting. And then we'll get to see our fans and our families back at home, so I want to thank them if they're watching, all our sponsors, Jerry, you know, and our families back at home. Thanks for your support.
Just on that, your boys are at home, but your husband and your daughter Georgia are here. It must be so nice to see them after the hub and quarantine.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's got a long 8 weeks to be away from family, and I know it's the same for everyone, but yes, really got a bit of a tear in my eye when I saw him. Really excited to see him. And my boys back at home, I love you and can't wait to see you at the end of all this.
They'll be very proud of Mum. Well done today, Cheryl. We'll see you on Wednesday night.
No worries. Thank you.
Great to hear from Coach Cheryl Chambers. 19 points, the win for the Southside Flyers. And just the emotion that you can hear from Coach Chambers there. I mean, it's all basketball. It involves an enormous, we talk about the physical toll, but just the emotional toll to be switched on for such a long period of time in a condensed season. And you can see it there in moments of reflection when it starts to spill over.
Look, I got actual goosebumps just listening to Cheryl there, because it was, you could hear the emotion in her voice and how happy she was, but yet how much of an emotional roller coaster being that hub is and away from families. And she mentioned it's everybody. It's not just one team or one player. Everybody's been through that. So, you know, we've just put together a magnificent regular season with the WNBL. All the games that we've been able to watch live. You just couldn't ask for a better 2020 season on the back of what 2020 is for everybody.
These are the match highlights. The Canberra Capitals, they just wouldn't go away. They came at the Flyers a number of times. They fell behind early, but at the end of the day, when you're playing from a long way back, they had a lot of ground to make up. They used a lot of their petrol tickets, being able to close the gap on numerous occasions, and in the end, falling short. It was a 19-point victory for the Flyers. They end up with multiple players in double digits. Obviously, the team finishing with 101 points. They get home by 19 to qualify on top of the table. So what does it all mean? Who's playing who? The end of the game to make sure that they're still on the ball. The Southside Flyers winners today by 19 points. They qualify in top spot on the WNBL table. And to borrow a phrase from Beck Cole, it's playoff time, baby. We're ready to go for the WNBL playoffs on Wednesday night. And wasn't that a statement that they made? And I think Beck Cole mentioned that, you know, they had a point to make. They didn't play well the last time that they met with the Canberra Capitals, and they really wanted to prove a point. And wow, did they ever make a statement to the other three teams in the competition that are left? I'm fascinated to see how Paul Goris pulls it apart in the aftermath. So they did a pretty good job again on Canberra. She's always going to have numbers. She ended up with 18 points and 12 rebounds. Tolo again had a big night with 23 and 6. And they played a team who shot 18 threes. So how many times is that going to happen? Of course, they're known defensively to lock in, and they let a team have 100 points, but they were right there for large periods of the game, and they still did a lot right. Well, I mean, you have to go exactly that. How often is a team going to shoot like that? Are they going to come out and be able to put it in the hole again, you know, against the Townsville Fire? Who knows? But I think the things he would talk about is that
I thought they came out slow defensively. They just weren't disruptive enough. They let the Flyers move the ball, hit those open players, and they were nailing those shots. So somehow you have to get the momentum out of the Flyers' hands and be disruptive, whether it's deflections, whether it's a bit more ball pressure, but something.
We talk a lot about young Arlo, of course, who's always present at these Southside Flyers games, and Steph Blitzarves was tremendous today, double digits on the score sheet, and both of them are with Megan Huswaite.
They are with me, and Arlo likes this microphone, don't you? Do you like that? There we go. You're going to get your own microphone, and I'm going to step to the side. Whoa. Oh, how beautiful. Steph, congratulations on the win today and top seed. That's pretty great.
Yeah, it's much better than the last game we played, so we've made some improvements and yeah, it showed on the court today.
Yes. Are the Flyers going to win? Can you clap for the Flyers?
Go Flyers!
Go Flyers!
Go Mummy!
Steph, it's been incredible. Obviously, do you want to come to me? Television, hey? Yes, it's me. You've come back this season after having Arlo, and it's been an amazing achievement. You've had a great season with the Flyers. What would it mean to have some success in the finals now?
I mean, everyone aims to have success, but Arlo puts life in perspective, so when we have a game that's not so great, it's always nice to see his little face afterwards, but it's even more exciting when we do have success and he's there to celebrate with us.
We featured you at halftime a few weeks ago. It's been a long haul. You did quarantine with Arlo. You've been away from his dad and your husband, Chris. You've had a support team of babysitters, but Chris is coming up during the week. It must be amazing to be able to reunite as a family.
Yes, we're super excited. Daddy comes tomorrow, doesn't he?
Daddy came in.
Daddy's here tomorrow. Hi, Daddy. So we're excited. Chris and some of his retired basketball friends are doing the longest day golf charity round today. So after they've finished that, he's going to drink some Gatorade and come on up.
Steph, you won championships here on this very court with Townsville. You take them on Wednesday night. They are a young side on the rise. Thank you, Arlo. It should be a fantastic matchup. What are you expecting?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. They're very young and very quick, and they've got a lot of intensity and grit. So we've got to be prepared for that, and hopefully we can hold up against them.
Arlo, what do you reckon? Go the Flyers?
What do you think? Go Flyers!
Say bye, everyone!
Say see ya! See ya!
Thanks, guys.
That's a tough gig, isn't it? Absolutely, for Steph Blitzarves. So not only being a mum, but obviously being in the hub, playing tremendous basketball in the process as well. And great to catch up with young Arlo, Steph Blitzarves, and Megan Huswaite.
I reckon it's great for young Arlo. Forget Steph, he'd be just having people wanting to take care of him left, right, and centre.
Let's take a look at how it all finished in terms of the competition table. So this is what today's result means. The Southside Flyers finished 2 games clear on top. So 11-2, they're the minor premiers, and they're also on a 7-game win streak as well as we roll into the playoffs. They will play Townsville. So the Fire had a game midweek up against the Adelaide Lightning. If they weren't going to win that, there was a chance that today would be sort of make or break for them against the Boomers. They ticked both boxes to beat Adelaide and the Boomers in their last 2 starts, and they qualify in 2nd spot. It means that early game on the Wednesday night, starting at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, is a major semi-final. The winner of that game will go straight through to Sunday's grand final, and they'll get the rest. Meanwhile, for the Canberra Capitals, the 2-time defending champs, and the Melbourne Boomers, they find themselves in the late game on Wednesday night, and we know what that means, Laurie Chiswick. That's straight up elimination. The winner of that 2nd semi will play the loser of the 1st semi, as you can see there, on Friday night. And then the 2 best teams to compete for all the marbles on Sunday. You can catch us here at the same time next week for the WNBL decider.
Well, and that's why you can see that top spot is so important, that double chance, so that if you happen to have an off night, it's not dropping, things just aren't happening for you, well, then you know that you've got that buffer zone in there and that you get that second chance opportunity. And so congratulations to Southside and the Flyers for finishing that. The Townsville Fire, and I guess you could say even though they finished 2nd, they've got home court advantage.
Yes, absolutely. That's a point worth noting. Just before we move on from these 2 games, who should be the favourites in both of the games? So the Southside Flyers have beaten Townsville twice this year in the 2 games that they've played, once by 12 points, once by 24. And then the Canberra and Melbourne matchup, the 2 best teams in it, the 2 best defensive teams in it, Canberra beat them by 17 points in Mackay much earlier in the season. Melbourne shot terribly in Mackay, didn't make one three-pointer. And then the Boomers beat them last start by 6 points. So they've split their series results 1-1.
Well, I would think that in the first game, Southside on the back of this game would have to be pretty confident. You know, they had a range of scorers, so many contributors, and they've just got the size against the Fire. But the Fire, I'd give them full credit. They've been really gritty in what they've done. But I would go with Southside as going into that game as favourites. The next game, I think you would have to go purely on the fact that the Capitals are back-to-back champions. So I would put them in as favourites in that second semi-final. Just purely on that. They know how to win a game. They know Paul Goris, their coaching staff, Kristen Veal. Having said that, I mean, look, the Boomers can light it up like we saw the Flyers at the same time.
There's a different dynamic too, isn't it, about one and dones as opposed to series. So we've obviously had series in recent times, best of three, but this is like your tournament basketball type setup that there's no second chances beyond Wednesday night to that first game between the Southside Flyers and Townsville, and then after that it's one and done the whole way through.
One and done, and that's an added pressure to players and coaches, knowing that that's the fact, and that, you know, so now your shots don't drop, and you feel that pressure because there's no tomorrow in that second game. So we're calling that, Corbin. It'll be very exciting, and I'm looking forward to both games.
I can't wait for the doubleheader on Wednesday night. Now, before that, tomorrow morning, given that the teams have to fly out, is the awards morning. So we'll have a number of different awards up for grabs, including the MVP, of course, the first team, the Defensive Player of the Year. We've also got the Australian Younger Player of the Year, which is the Old Rookie of the Year award, so 23 and under. I'll take you through a couple of the awards, but first of all, Laurie, if you can just give us a few players that would be in the mix for the All WNBL first team.
Well, we talked about it earlier. To me, and we were having the discussion. Lauren Nicholson and Liz Cambridge, to me, are standouts. They have to be in that conversation. And then it was, well, I'm not sure. There's been players that have had some consistency. So we talked about Sarah Blickovs. I think she's got to be in that conversation. Even though she didn't have a very good game today, I think Maddie Rotchie's overall had a very consistent and done some really good things this season. You look at maybe a Kayla George and Ezzy in that big spot. You know, maybe a Shyla Heel. And then you think, now is somebody like Annalee Maley, she's been outstanding on the boards. You know, never have we seen somebody that of her size that has dominated the rebounds. But is that enough? Is that enough strings to her bow to get her into the conversation with that? So there's various people, but man, I'll be really interested tomorrow morning to find out what those awards are.
Who's your MVP pick?
No, you weren't supposed to ask me that. Well, I'm the two, between Lauren Nicholson and Liz Cambridge. To me, it's got to be between those two.
I think it should be Liz. I think that the year that she's put out, and she becomes a victim of her own high expectations, I think, but it's been great to have her back in the competition, and she's put up some ridiculous numbers again. The WNBL playoffs, of course, just around the corner. If you want to get along, you can certainly do so. So WNBL.basketball/tickets is the place to go. So if you're up in Townsville or have a way of getting there, Wednesday night it starts into Friday night preliminary final, and then the grand final this time next week to decide the winner in WNBL 20. Always good fun, Laurie Chizzy. Look forward to joining you for the playoffs.
Can't wait for this to start. We'll see everybody on Wednesday.
On behalf of Laurie, Megan Huswaite, myself, Corbin Middlemass, and the entire crew,